Almost done. To describe how old the vineyard is, I will use as an example the Pezzenti vineyard. The Pezzentis were an Italian immigrant family. The Pezzentis bought this property in 1918, started to clear the oaks that were native to the property, and this was the first building that they put up on the property, and that was serving as the family home for the first few years that they lived here. In fact, one of the principal owners that Turley bought the Pezzenti vineyard from in 2000 was Silvia Norelli. And Silvia Norelli was born in that building. Here it is in 2025. Those plants are now a couple years older than 100.
We definitely talk about the old vines and why that's important, why that's Larry Turley's passion. So when he started the Turley label back in 1993 in St. Helena, he was sourcing some very old vineyards in his local area that eventually got ripped out. And that kind of broke his heart, and he felt like there was a place for these old vineyards. They have history and they have people's blood, sweat, and tears, mostly a lot of immigrants that came to California. So he made it his mission from that point on to save as many old vineyards of California as possible from being ripped out.
What we have now is about 42 acres of grapevines, and the average age is around 80. For example, the Jour vineyard, which we make wine from down here, that one was planted in 1885, and so there's been a lot of history that has taken place between then and now. And when you're sitting there with a little bit of the Jour in your glass, it gives you things to think about. I think one of the principal reasons that we feel that the wines we make from these old vineyards are more complex is that they're dry farmed.
When you do dry farming, it causes the roots to go super deep. And when they go super deep, they get into that mineral strata, and that gives you the characteristic of the wine.
You tend to have more intense flavors in the grapes. What that translates to is an intensity that comes out in the wine that you make from the grapes.
Turley's had an incredible 30 years of scores, mostly from Robert Parker, who's one of the most renowned wine critics ever. And he has tasted every Turley vintage since the beginning and always gives them high scores. We also get great scores from Antonio Galloni, who has a publication called Venice. And then we've had some great reviews from Wine Spectator magazine, as well as Wine Enthusiast.
If you see an old vine, you have to understand it's older than me, it's older than you. These old vines have wanted to survive for 120 years old. And what happens too is the quality gets better and better and better and better. Just like a grandma that has a lot of fucking knowledge.